Hello, welcome to my channel, the Grape Jelly Library. My name is Floss, and today we're going to talk about a couple of 2-3 books. And I like to talk about books because that's what we do over here on my book channel. Talk about books. Books are fun, books are great, and books give us new life. They breathe new life into us, and if you are a book lover like me, then you will probably not want to miss these couple of books that I am spotlighting today. Okay, so I have read quite a few books in my misery, and some good, some not all good. Now, I'm out on my porch right now. It is raining. I chose to be out here because I want to enjoy the weather. It's sunny or rainy. I'm an owl kind of weather type of girl. So I have my wine. I have my book. I have my little art project that I'm working on. Do you want to see it? I'm using this set of cheap markers that I picked up at TJ Maxx. They were $17.99. Well, I guess that's not so cheap, but maybe it is for all of those markers. You get their alcohol markers, and I've heard nothing but good things about our alcohol markers. I don't know how many you get in here, but 60. Haha, 60. The brand on these is Creative Expert. I don't know if I'm allowed to show that or not, but I'm doing this. Did anybody ever do this? When we were in grade school, they had us bring in bottles, and then we ripped off pieces of masking tape in all these jaggedy forms, and then you just cover your whole bottle, and then you just color them, and then it ends up looking like stained glass, and then you pop a flower in there. It's a vase. So that's what I'm working on today. And I'm reading my books, and I'm going to buy some blinds for my porch. Now, I was going to say, I am out on my porch right now, and it's probably not the most aesthetic view because I think I need to paint that area of the porch. But guess what? We're 55 years old, and we're not really as uptight as we used to be, and so if it's not like the prettiest scenery, so be it. I paint my porch every 4 years. The porch steps, the porch, and the siding, and this would be that year. So just hang loose and we'll get that looking all pretty. But until then, let's talk about some books. The book that I am reading is They Call Her Dirty Sally by Amy Matayo. It looks like this. I think I got maybe 5 pages in, but I put it down because I really wanted to finish Nero and Paul, and I finished that last night. And you know, that's a great book to do some reflecting on, and that's a great history lesson, and it's biblical, and it is, I love this sort of thought-provoking. I love when our thoughts are provoked. It means we're alive and we're thinking, and we're not settling. We're actually living, breathing, functioning, thinking, doing all the things. And you know, when a book takes us out of our dormancy and it brings us to life and makes us ponder, I think it's a wonderful thing. So let me tell you about a book I wasn't so thrilled about. Gosh, I hate to say I don't like a book. I finished it. The word that I had running through my head, which is not even a word, is finish worthy. Yeah, that's a word. Finish worthy. It was, because I finished it. But I did not enjoy it. I found it kind of boring. Not for me. Maybe you love it, and I'm sure many people do, but it wasn't my thing. I thought I was going to love it. It's the Correspondence, and I thought maybe like it's about this elderly woman, and she's writing letters to everybody that she could think of, and her thoughts, and she's very opinionated, and she's just speaking her mind, not, I had to wait for that loud truck to pass, not in an unkind way. It's just one of those giving your 2 cents when nobody asks for it kind of things. And so I don't know, I don't really think that it was for me, because I am a firm believer in facts are facts and opinions are opinions, and opinions don't matter, and this is my opinion and it doesn't matter. So if you want to read the book, go ahead and read the book. I did. I don't want to, I couldn't say that, you know, like it hit it out of the ballpark, because it didn't for me. But, you know, I'll take it for what it is. Let me let this car pass. Sorry, I guess it's going to be one of those videos. But I refuse to go indoors. A book that I just finished. Dick Van Dyke. Let me get the exact reading on that title, because he does have another book. Did I even, yeah, Dick Van Dyke, 100 Rules for Living to 100. 100, I said. He's 100. In December of 2025, he turned 100. Woohoo! So that means if you're like 75 years old right now, you're just a baby. You're just a puppy. You got 25 more years to go. And like Dick said, does he, at 100, does he sit around thinking about his demise? Heck no, because he's too busy living to sit around and worry about dying. And, you know, I kind of like that. So he, in the book, he goes through his life and his loves, his marriages, his little bit touches on his career, his alcoholism. Ooh, his granddaughter, God rest her soul, did not see that one coming. That was tough. His daughter, but you know, sometimes we do outlive our children, and I can't imagine that pain and grief, but you know, it happens, and it certainly happened to him. But I'm gonna say that granddaughter's, I never saw that coming. That just came out of nowhere. But for me, I like memoirs because I like to draw my strength from others, because we all face difficult times, and I feel like then I don't have to go through it alone. I feel like somebody's always holding my hand. I can conjure up that person in my mind, and I can say, oh, Billy Idol did this, or Keith Richards did that, or Goldie Hawn did this, or Anne Margaret did that, or, you know, Elvis Presley did this, or, oh my God, I've read so many. Tom Jones did this. There's just a slew of them that I read. I couldn't even mention them all, but I always feel like that person is holding my hand when a similar situation in my life arises, and it helps me to get through that situation. And I think that's why I'm so keen on the memoirs and the autobiographies. But is this the Dick Van Dyke book a book I recommend? No, heck no. I was just doing my thing, you know. I was doing my thing. I saw it. I was curious. I would like to live to 100. I like the story of someone's life, but you know, by no means would I say, oh, you should read this, you must read this. No, do your thing, you know. Do your thing, whatever it is that floats your boat or makes you happy. Now, how about this? Let me get it. Wait a minute. Woohoo! Okay. Work in Progress, James Martin S.J. I will put a photo of the book right here. I did the Audible version. I saw it in the, you know, biblical area of my Barnes & Nobles, and I also saw it in Target. And I had it in my hand, and I almost brought it home with me, but I didn't. And then it was on my mind, so I said I'll do the Audible version. This is, you know, my little notes there. So, yeah. This is by James Martin S.J. So, I'm going to say this, boring. And there were times where I said, why did I get myself involved in this? So many relatable things in the book. The music, especially, all that 70s fun music. Oh my goodness. So he's a big music person, and I can relate to that. He takes us on a journey of like almost every job he's ever had in his entire life and how he ended up being a priest. And so, dishwasher, caddy, all the things. I have it written down here. Grass cutter, busboy, dishwasher, golf caddy, a movie usher, a factory worker, a bank teller, a corporate tool, and a priest. So, if you're like me, I've been working since I was 14, and I can probably name a few jobs that I have had, some desirable and some less. This is his journey to priesthood. And so, let's see. He talks about his school days, his drinking, his smoking marijuana. Did I really say that? Yeah, because he did. He's human, right? 1960s, 1970s era. Like I said, very relatable music. Department stores, J.C. Penney, Kmart, Sears, and a heavy focus on his failures and the lessons that he's learned. So, guess what? I started off reading this and going, you didn't hook me. And then somewhere along the line in this book, he got me. And I'm like, okay, now I'm present. Now I'm paying attention. You have my attention, sir. Let's do this. And guess what? It ended up being a pretty good book, and a book that I'm glad that I read. It's a nice, easy, chill. They don't always have to be thrillers or suspense or fantasy or romanticism. They don't always have to be that. Sometimes they can be a slow burn, and then they turn into something so wonderful. So, yes, if you're a child of the 70s or the late 60s, I would recommend this one. I really would. Now, it's not fun, but it's very relatable. So, it's that kind of thing. Now, the very last book that I am going to discuss with you, I don't even know why I read this. I think it was the Crow and the Cigarette Butt that got my attention. Now, I just have to make sure that I say this one correctly. The Savage Noble Death of Babs Dionne. Here's the book, and I didn't write my little notes yet. I mean, I started to, but I didn't write it yet. But that guy right there, see that crow in a cigarette butt? That right there spoke to me. I gave them my ticket and I got on the ride. Away we go. It's about a kind of drug lord nanny. She's an old lady, and she is dealing those drugs and bringing in that cash, and she's not a very, her reputation is not milking cookies, that's for sure. It's, you're next on the chopping block. You don't have long to live, or however, I probably can't say that. Your demise is upon you soon if you keep it up. Keep your happy blop blop up, and you're gonna FFO. You're gonna fiddle around and find out. And a lot of her victims did. It was fun. She has her daughters involved in this operation, this drug operation, and I won't give away the ending or anything like that, but it's definitely going to keep you interested. Is it a page turner? No, but it is readable and read worthy again, and I did enjoy it. Glad I read it? No, I wouldn't say I'm glad I read it, but did I enjoy reading it? Yeah, there's a difference. I did enjoy reading that one. And I am off, like I said, to other adventures now. I know I'm going to love this. They call her Dirty Sally. It's fictional. This is a work of fiction. I'm sorry, I can't stay focused. I keep looking at the cars. They're coming up and down the road. Okay, focus, boss. You have a job to do. Okay, I am going to wrap it up there. And whatever it is you're reading, I hope you are having a ball. Until we meet again, know that I love you. Be well, be good, be reading.